Welcome back to the show. When we think about investing, real estate comes to mind. But are there other ways to invest than in putting our money into single-family homes? With us in studio today is real estate expert Sanjeev Sheth, who is a partner in real estate investment firm called Kingswood Asset Management. Sanjeev, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
So, Sanjeev, what exactly is an income property?
Sure, great question. An income property is essentially a rental property where the owner will derive a rental income. There are many forms of an income property. First, as you kind of mentioned, is a single family home. There are others too. Multi-family home, which essentially is an apartment building which has multiple tenants living within it.
Like an apartment or a townhome complex or something like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, and then beyond that, outside the residential scope, there is also office buildings and industrial warehouses too.
Industrial warehouses.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, obviously there's a lot of different options here.
Right.
So, what do you like, and which one provides a steady form of income?
Sure. At our company, Kingswood, we are big fans of multifamily homes, and several reasons for that. Number one, which is a huge reason, is actually it produces high cash flows. Cash, as you know, is king, and a multifamily home essentially provides the owner with many options to essentially kind of manage that property and kind of overcome difficult economic situations.
So, sorry to interrupt, but
Sure.
with multifamily, you mean by apartment buildings or townhome development complexes?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Correct, right.
So, you'd have to own the entire complex, or you can own just a unit or two, or?
Of course, you can actually own several units out of an entire complex, but a lot of our clients have essentially begun that way, and ultimately they've gone on to hold the entire complex.
Okay.
Right. The other reason, of course, is the advantages of a multifamily home is that leveraging is not difficult. In other words, banks are very happy to give mortgages on multifamily homes.
Okay.
Yeah, so traditionally banks are a little bit more skeptical with office buildings and warehouses. Multifamily homes have low vacancies. There's a turnover of tenants, which essentially sustains them.
So what happens when, is it really as lucrative as people may think, in terms of, what do you do if your units get damaged, or if your units sit empty? How is that a smart investment?
Well, essentially, having the right people take care of your properties is the key. So the property manager plays a vital role. We at Kingswood, again, we work with our clients to build these portfolios, and we essentially bring forward key stakeholders that essentially sustain these properties. The other big advantage, of course, of a multifamily homes is that over a period of time, your passive income builds.
Right. So passive income, as we know, is something that is very difficult to attain, but it's the smart way to go.
Absolutely.
So how is it that this would become passive income?
Well, essentially, owning a multifamily home will generate that income for the owner. Ultimately, they'll have property managers taking care of that property. So whilst they've invested their monies into a multifamily home, they're essentially receiving these income on a passive basis.
And so is there more income than what would cover the mortgage?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah?
Yes, and
Okay.
that is a big reason as to why the attraction of multifamily homes, and as to why institutions such as banks like them very much from a funding perspective.
Okay. So how does, in terms of you as a company, how do you help people to invest in multifamily? Like, can I go anywhere, or is this something that, do I go to a bank for this, or how do people invest in multifamily?
No, absolutely. That's another very good question. At Kingswood, we offer free seminars and workshops. They're readily available on our website. It's www.kingswood.ca.
Kingswood.ca.
Kingswood.ca, absolutely. Essentially, our objective is to not only provide a solution, but to educate the individual, make them understand as to what they're getting themselves into, and ultimately make sure that they realize that what's on offer is what they want, and which will ultimately allow them to reach their goals.
So being educated in this type of thing is is what I've found is not really readily available. But you're saying that you offer these seminars for free?
Absolutely, they're very much free.
Okay.
And you know, we ultimately get to know the individual, what their scope is, what their goals are, and we essentially kind of walk them through the entire process.
Wow, and then, but it's not mandatory for them to invest, it's really up to
No,
them? Or?
not at all, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for clarifying that. Really, really appreciate you coming on the show and educating us.
Absolutely, it was my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.